How's it going, everybody? PK Investing here. Boy, it feels good to be back. I'm sure most of you have noticed that I haven't posted anything in like a month and a half. Work has been pretty wild, and I have also been spending a lot of time trying to improve myself and grow as a person. But this kind of ties in with the wonder of dividend growth investing. Over the past month and a half, I haven't really had much time to keep tabs on my portfolio. But that actually doesn't matter, because the whole point of dividend growth investing is to generate income passively and watch it grow over time. My portfolio is relatively small and very conservative. I invest in the companies I invest in because I know that regardless of how busy I am, and regardless of what I've got going on in my personal life, these companies will continue to chug along, perform well, and continue growing their dividends. With that said, let's take a look back at June 2021 and see what companies paid out. First up is tech giant Microsoft, ticker MSFT. Microsoft is a company everybody is familiar with. Basically, every company that requires computers does business with Microsoft. I always hear criticism from dividend investors that Microsoft isn't a real dividend stock because it doesn't have a 4 or 5% yield or whatever. But I disagree. While Microsoft does have a micro dividend, it still has a dividend. And that dividend has been growing by the high single digits for several years now. Fun fact, Microsoft is currently my highest returning position by capital appreciation. Last month, Microsoft paid $3.03, which dripped 0.012 shares. Next up is NextEra Energy, ticker NEE. NextEra is the largest renewable energy company in the country. There's a very strong push for the United States to adopt clean energy, and while I think it's going to take longer than expected for the whole nation to go green, I am optimistic that NextEra will play a very key role. But you can't discuss clean energy without taking into consideration dirty energy. The United States is a developed country that's beginning to move past oil, but the rest of the world still has plenty of need for oil and dirty energy. I recognize that there are pros and cons for clean and dirty energy, and that's why I like playing both sides. NextEra is a terrific position, and it's further complemented with my reopened position in energy giant ExxonMobil. However, I bought Exxon after the ex-dividend date, so I didn't get the dividend for this quarter. But at least I still have NextEra, which paid out $4.67 and dripped 0.064 shares. The next company is fast food and real estate giant McDonald's, ticker MCD. I still have yet to eat at a McDonald's, but I never hesitate to buy more shares. I've been asked by several people what I think about the future of McDonald's and how their business will be impacted as more and more people choose to eat healthier and avoid fast food. My response is that I don't think people wanting to eat healthier is going to be as big of an issue as we think. I've always viewed McDonald's as an international large-cap real estate company that also happens to make money selling fast food. And the science and research and efficiency that goes into crafting every single meal has me convinced that McDonald's can get itself out of any situation. McDonald's was the first stock I ever wanted to invest in, and it's also managed to work its way to the very top of my portfolio, beating out the seemingly invincible Johnson & Johnson. I still love J&J, but McDonald's is putting its money, or its McNuggets, where its mouth is. Last month, McDonald's paid out $5.22, which dripped 0.022 shares. Coming up next is Pfizer, ticker PFE. At this point, Pfizer is an international household name. Their 2-dose COVID vaccine has proved to be the most popular, and the company is forecasting COVID vaccine revenues to be over $30 billion by the end of 2021. That's pretty massive. Pfizer has been transitioning into a pure biotech company for some years now, and it seems like the transition is paying off. Not to mention the FDA will hopefully approve their vaccine soon, further incentivizing people all over the world. The thing that excites me the most is that this is only the beginning for Pfizer. Their pipeline looks pretty hot, and I can't wait to see what they have in store. Pfizer is currently in a pretty good position, and that means their dividend is also in a pretty good position. Last month, Pfizer paid out $10.03, which dripped 0.258 shares. Next up is 3M, ticker MMM. 3M is a conglomerate whose business spans several market sectors. There isn't anything particularly exciting about 3M, and that's what makes it so appealing to me. The company just does what it does day in and day out. One thing to consider is that 3M has gotten to where it is because of the sheer amount of in-house research and development that the company does. They also don't dangerously take risks by expanding into things they don't know and understand. 3M, to me, is a colossal metal tank. It's very slow, but it's built well, and it does what it needs to do. I'm a big fan of their consumer products, especially their office supplies. And every time I see their little logo in the bottom corner of some packaging, I hear a little cha-ching. Last month, 3M paid out $10.07, which dripped 0.049 shares. Last but not least, you already know what it is, Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. Johnson & Johnson is, in my opinion, the greatest company of all time. And while many will disagree with me because of some lawsuits, the point still stands. J&J has time and time again revolutionized healthcare products, and they own some of the most iconic over-the-counter brands of all time. One thing I've noticed when someone says that J&J is a terrible stock because the company did such and such, that same person neglects to mention any good that the company has done. They also seem to forget that literally every giant company has skeletons in its closet. That's exactly how these companies got to be so big. It's an unfortunate truth, but it's reality. There really isn't totally clean investing. Or if there is, it's not really successful. But I digress. J&J is a wonderful stock to own. They're continuing to grow themselves and their dividend, and I can't ask for anything more. Last month, J&J paid out $10.94, which dripped 0.066 shares. Alright, let's take a look at all the passive income I've made so far in 2021. Remember, my goal is to earn $2,000 in passive income for the year. At the end of each month, I check out the table to see how close I am to reaching that goal. It looks like in June I earned $289 in passive income, which is actually a few dollars shy of the current record holder, March. That brings my total passive income for the year to $996, very close to hitting that halfway mark. Moving into the graph, we can see that June is definitely one of my best months so far. Looking ahead, it seems like September might be a record-breaking month. That'll be a good video to look out for. I'm excited to see where this journey will take me, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't yet, and sharing this video with a friend. Take care, and I'll speak with you again real soon. I am not a financial advisor. Investing always involves risk. This video was created for entertainment purposes only.